Rencedcity Horror Universe, Story 2 ***. Year, 1300 A.D. ***. After the king was found on the throne, eyes sewn shut, mouth frozen in a scream, the people of Rencedcity buried him deep beneath the palace, sealing him in a tomb of black stone. Priests whispered prayers they barely believed. Soldiers stood guard, though their hands trembled. But the city could feel it. The air was heavier. The mirrors cracked. The silence in the palace grew unbearable. On the third day, a child climbed the bell tower and began to scream. He said the king was speaking through the stone, whispering secrets, demanding truth. "He says we all lied," the boy said. "He says we must bleed the truth." The townsfolk laughed at first, until the sky turned red. It wasn't rain. It was blood. Dark crimson drops fell from a cloudless sky, soaking the palace square. The birds vanished. Dogs howled. And every newborn that week bore a strange mark. 3 black stitches across the eyes, as if the king's curse had reached through the womb itself. By the 7th night, the king rose. He did not walk. He drifted. A shadow of himself, robed in royal garments soaked with grave rot. His crown hung sideways, rusted. From the sockets of his stitched eyes, black mist poured, trailing behind him like smoke. He said nothing. But wherever he passed, stone split. Paintings aged to ash. And those who dared to lie in his presence collapsed, choking on silence. One by one, the people were judged. A merchant who had hoarded grain during the famine was found dead, his mouth stuffed with rotting bread. A priest who had denied the witch's curse was discovered impaled on his own altar, scripture written in blood across the walls. A noblewoman who had betrayed her sister to save herself was found staring into a mirror, unable to move, her reflection smiling without her. No one escaped the judgment. The mirror the queen had left behind still stood in the throne room. But it no longer showed your face. It showed your truth, the memory you buried deepest. Those who saw it and accepted what they were survived. But most ran. And what ran from the mirror was not them. Reflections began to walk the streets. Smiling wrong. Blinking too slowly. Watching the living with hunger. Desperate, the city turned to the Bell Sisters, twin witches from the eastern mountains who had once played a cursed violin to silence a battlefield full of ghosts. They entered the palace at dusk, playing in perfect unison. Their song was soft, mournful, sharp enough to pierce the veil. For a moment, the palace fell quiet. The mirror dimmed. The air lightened. Then the music stopped. At dawn, the doors opened. The sisters were gone. Only the violin remained, broken in two, its strings frayed like veins. The king's ghost was no longer seen. But neither was the mirror. Some say he returned to it. Trapped in the glass, staring forever into the child he used to be. Others believe he waits beneath the palace still, inside tunnels of bone, speaking judgment through the cracks in stone, through the cries of newborns, through the bells that ring when there's no wind. To this day, no monarch has ruled RencedCity again. The throne room remains sealed. The bell rings only on the 13th night of winter. And when it does, every child in the city dreams of a man in a rusted crown, holding a mirror to their face, whispering, "Truth or silence?"